have a competition in me. I want no one else to succeed.
MMA Fight Night Live with Jay and Sam. Let the war begin.
No beatbox?
Yeah, let me get a beatbox.
Just a little, just give a little, just a little beat.
I cannot do it.
Nothing.
Come on. Well, drop a line. Come on, Sarah.
I don't give in to peer pressure.
Well, that's good. Just say no.
I'm a rebel.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. MMA Fight Night Live. Not just me. We're back.
He's so selfish.
I just care about myself. I don't care about anybody
selfish.
else. Screw everyone else.
It's okay.
I'm here with your boy Jay.
Yeah.
I'm Sam the Panda, and we're here with number 3 in the world,
I don't know.
but number 1 in your hearts, Sara McMann. Oh yeah. What I did said. Oh, okay. Oh my God. She's number 1. Okay.
Why are you sweating?
In the world. In the world, Craig.
Yeah.
That's okay. I don't mind because I think that I've come from a sport that you have to prove that before you can say it.
Yeah. Yes. Your work ethic is crazy. I've seen your training videos and the stuff that you do is pretty intense. Especially like female wrestlers, just in general. Wrestling period just sucks.
Yeah.
Have you ever done it? Well, not sucks like
it's
that.
difficult.
The training is hard.
But that's what makes it great.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
The more you have to sacrifice and bleed and sweat for something, that when you finally get it,
Yeah.
it's, like you can't even describe that feeling. It's better than any feeling ever.
Yeah. That's cool.
Almost.
So, I mean, what it's like to be like full-time mom, full-time fighter. What's that stuff like? Because I don't know what it's like to be a mom. So.
Well, you just have to be.
Why don't?
That's
Maybe someday.
But someday, yeah.
I'll pray for you. No, I mean, you just have to keep all of your priorities in line. You just have to manage things a little bit better. I make sure that everything is taken care of with my daughter, and then I work everything out around it. So I know what I need to do to become a great fighter. And I have an unbelievable team with Revolution and HIT and, working with Cody Freeland that they all know that my first priority is to be a great mom. And so they'll work with me. It doesn't matter if it's late at night, if it's early in the morning. I mean, I can call any of them and say, hey, can we come in and hit mitts? Hey, can we come in and get, we'll just go in and roll or whatever. They know the things that my body needs to become great, and they're all on board to work with me. So you can really accomplish anything if you're a mom or if you have a job or whatever in MMA.
Sweet.
It's just you have to make it, the next priority, and you have to focus on those 2 things in your life that are your 2 main goals, not 20 goals because you're then a jack of all trades and master of none.
Yeah.
right.
But focus intensely on 2, possibly 3 things, and let nothing come in the way of that.
Sweet. That's really good.
So you're a true testament to when people say, "Oh, I just can't find the time."
Yeah.
Like if you want it bad enough, you'll find the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, just think about it. Like if, say we hit a depression and they had to do something, well, they had the time then. And I saw this great quote. It said, if you have time to check Facebook, you have time to work out.
That's right.
It's like,
boom.
That's really it. It's
mind
it.
blown.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I do is
I'm like, man, I have time to work out for 7 hours a day.
yeah. I check Facebook at the gym.
But that's not working out then.
Well, it is. Like when I walk, like say from the bench, I'm on to the water fountain
Yeah.
or something. And it's cardio. I walk fast, so it's cardio. So I get it in.
It's cardio.
So that's what I do. I don't go in the steam room. I stand by the steam room.
Yeah.
I break a little sweat. I come back out.
I got you.
Yeah.
When they open the doors, you're like,
Residual steam
Yeah.
comes out. Ooh, I almost broke a sweat.
Yeah. Ooh,
Time
man.
for me to go home.
Yeah, exactly. And then what I do is I tag myself at the gym that I checked in there.
Yeah.
And then I post a motivational quote like you just did.
But then you put your selfie in there too. Like
Yeah.
Of course.
Gym selfie. Yeah, there you go.
Then
I don't think I've ever put a gym selfie up in my entire life.
Yeah.
Never?
You need to start doing it.
No.
Yeah. It's like,
You know what I think?
just got some rounds in.
Yeah.
The bad thing is that the only things I post. This is the way I operate.
Yeah.
I post when I have a cheat meal or something
Yeah.
that's out of the ordinary. So
Right.
I'm like, if you're posting that you're working out, that's out of the ordinary. Because if you're in there all the time, you're not posting, 14 times
Yeah.
a week. I mean, when you're there all the time, you don't have to announce to everybody.
Yeah, that's what everybody should do. They scrolling through their feed like, oh, go figure, Sarah's at the gym again.
yeah. Really? Is that what it takes to be a UFC champion? It is.
You just have to post it. You don't have to do those workouts. But you have to be like, oh, my God, I just did 15 5-minute rounds. I'm a killer, you know?
Yeah.
Don't do that. You know, go get a brownie.
Yeah, that's an awesome.
I'm just
joking. So what are, like, your cheat meals or what do you call them? Reward meals?
Reward meals.
Yeah,
if you work hard for it, you reward yourself.
Okay, so, like, it usually is more after a fight. And I have, like, like a pan of brownies to myself. I mean, like, I get almost nauseous from how much brownies I eat.
Is there anything special in those brownies?
Just like extra chocolate. You know, like I'll put chocolate on chocolate.
Let's call it extra chocolate.
Yeah.
But you know, like, I don't want anything else taking up any space. I like really love brownies, so I like prioritize it to just like mostly brownies, not eat it for like 3 meals or something. But you know, usually like from eating so healthy, a lot of the time I'll get like a food hangover. You know, like I eat until I hate myself. I'm not full. I hate myself. You know, I'm like, oh God, this is so painful.
Oh,
you know? It hurts so good.
So do you actually cut a lot of weight to get down to where you need to?
Well, I do. It's only like maybe like 13 pounds, but when you're already lean, that's kind of difficult.
Yeah, that is true,
So I lose a little bit of body fat, and then I know, down to the ounce how much water weight I can lose, and still be able to hydrate and be full form the next day.
Has it always been like that for you, even for like wrestling and all that stuff?
Yeah. No, and I used to have same day weigh-ins in high school, but ever since college, I've had day before weigh-ins. So I've had like 15 years to master exactly how to get my weight off and recover the next day. And so, I mean, it's just you just trial and error it, Like, I really feel bad for people who get into just fighting and they only compete like 2 to 3 times a year. Because in wrestling, I had tournaments, less than 1 month apart, So I had so many competitions per year to like know, oh my God, I tried cutting weight this way and I felt terrible the next day. And you just start, recording that in your brain. Like, oh, I ate this after weigh-ins and I felt phenomenal. Or I ate this and I ate fried foods and I felt heavy and terrible. And what did I eat for breakfast? And what did I eat throughout the tournament? And, you just pay attention to what ways your body responds the best and you build those habits.
Okay, that's sweet.
Yeah, you would think after 15 years, you got a pretty solid system.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
People should call you directly.
Yeah.
Like, Dolce? No, hey, step aside, bro. 15 years. Olympic level credentials.
Yeah.
But you know what? Every person's body is different. So with the guys in my gym or the people, like, basically I get like a baseline from them and we trial and error it with them. But I've had so many different wrestlers around throughout my lifetime that I've basically picked their brain.
Yeah.
And they have different ways of doing it. So I'm like, oh, my method doesn't work for you. Oh, you're not sweating enough. So we're going to try this person's method.
Right.
And maybe your body type responds to that better. And, like I have a lot of information to throw at them to do this. And I do mock weight cuts.
Yeah.
So, like, it's terrible, like, because it sucks because you're cutting weight for no reason at all. But I don't, like, leave anything, especially like competitions, I don't leave them up to chance whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I would take somebody and I'd say, okay, we're going to test how much weight in the sauna you can lose your maximum amount of water weight and still recover the next day and fight well.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to see how much you float overnight.
Yeah.
How much when you go to sleep and you're cutting weight, how much do you naturally metabolize and lose to the next morning? Like, do you need to break it up into 2 cuts or you need to do 1 hard cut? I mean, like, you just start figuring out their body. And it's the same thing with food. Like, you just keep trying different things with people until they figure out their own system,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't forget, but I just put it back. Like, she's a Olympic level, like, wrestler. We were talking with recently Henry Cejudo, and then he was talking about how he was doing it at such a young age. He like dedicated his life to wrestling. I'm like, how early did you start?
I started when I was 14.
Okay.
So I was like very immediately obsessed with wrestling. Like, when you do wrestling, like, you either absolutely love it and can't get enough of it, or you're like, this is not for me.
Yeah, I'd rather get punched in the face.
Most people are like, I was cool with wrestling until they made us cut weight.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that.
That was too high of a price for them.
They don't even take that for Sam.
I said, don't.
Sam's just like, this is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, but I have to do it because it's MMA. Gosh.
Muay
why-
Thai, we kick people.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Hey, Muay Thai is pretty freaking tough
Yeah.
too.
But I'd rather have that
Yeah.
Yeah.
than I don't know what it is. I guess just the grind, and then just the grind of just being in there, and it pushes you like to the
No.
limits where you don't think you will ever go in your life.
Yeah.
No,
And then,
absolutely.
yeah.
I completely respect Muay Thai.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
if I had not done wrestling, like I would have been very happy to have gotten into boxing or
Yeah.
Muay Thai.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it puts the same amount of strain and toughness and like just absolutely drawing every bit out of you
Yeah.
that you have as a human being, and it tests you. Like you learn trial by fire. You know,
Yeah.
like where you stand whenever things get really
Yeah.
really tough. You know,
Yeah,
do
and
you
don't- and don't-
fold or do you come back
Yeah.
and say bring it on?
Right.
And don't get me wrong, people watching, listening. Wrestling is definitely a need and a foundation that you need in mixed martial arts. I might joke and say, oh, it sucks and all that stuff, but I mean, you couldn't be in the cage if you don't have that base. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
when
the
Sam's talking
strongest-
about that, and I'll vouch for it, he's saying it sucks because it's a gut check.
Yeah, yeah,
it sucks.
definitely.
It sucks in the
Yeah.
good way, that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah,
You know,
we're not gonna physically hurt you. We're gonna work constantly
Yeah.
to break you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah.
that's all you do,
Yeah.
and they do the same thing with Muay Thai with strikes. You
Yeah.
know, but with us, it's like constantly pushing your muscles and grinding and cranking on you
Yeah.
in a legal way that will not injure you, and you literally have to give up
Yeah.
in order to lose. Like
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
I wrestled in high school, and the most I did was I lettered. I was happy with that. I'm good. I didn't go any further. I was like, sweet, thanks, coach. But we had a state champion wrestling team. The wrestle-offs to see who started.
He lettered.
For the next one.
I'm
It
so
was
stupid
tough,
about that. I've
Sitting
heard-
next to an Olympian, like I lettered.
I haven't heard that in years. I lettered.
Yeah, no, right? But I can say that I did it. And
You
I
know what?
often tell
And-
people,
And wrestlers will still we accept each other. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
long you wrestled. Like you're just part of a different family.
Yeah.
Because we
Right.
know
It
what
is.
you've been through.
Like, so have you all when you started? Did you always have aspirations? Hey, I want to be in the Olympics and wrestle in the Olympics, or
No, like when I started, they didn't even have. I didn't even know they had women's world championships. They did.
Yeah.
I just wasn't aware of it, because like when you're in high school, you don't really know anything outside of like your
Yeah.
town, pretty much. But no, I went and I just went to see how far my talents and my drive could take me. So I didn't even expect to wrestle outside of high school. I just
Yeah.
loved my coach and I loved my team, and I kind of got recruited reluctantly to do freestyle wrestling at a
Sweet.
college. I'm like, hey, I'm going to get a scholarship.
Sweet.
Maybe I'll like these, to do this, continue doing this more. And then I started doing really well, even at the open level when I was young. And so I was like, oh, I'm not that far off. Like I can keep pushing myself,
Yeah.
and maybe I can make the world team, And then it wasn't until 2002 where I was like just finishing up college
Yeah.
that they added women's wrestling to the Olympics.
Oh, awesome. That's
yeah,
pretty
but
neat.
they'd had women's world championships since like 1980
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Like it'd been around for a long time, but just wasn't added to the Olympics. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's pretty
especially
cool.
when you're like, I just want to see how far I can take this.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I kept finding as I set a new goal, like they tell you, if you want a big goal, to rewind back and set small goals for yourself, along the way. And I just did it a little bit backwards. I was like, oh, I'm going to try to achieve this. And then when I achieved it, immediately I reset the next higher goal. But I was still doing it baby steps until my big goal. I just didn't know that big goal was even an option until 2002. And then I was like, oh, they added it to the Olympics. Oh, okay, I want to be an Olympic champ.
Awesome.
Like,
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty
I
cool.
Right.
do that.
So I,
What?
I-
What?
I-
You said me? You? Me? You?
Yeah.
So-
guys.
Yeah.
Okay. This happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
We're flustered.
Yeah. I'm red.
Yeah. Are you?
I love to mess with people.
So I wanted to ask. I was so I looked up some stuff, and it says you have a degree in theater. Is that right?
I
Awesome.
have an undergraduate degree in theater and a
Yeah.
master's in mental health counseling.
Right. I saw that as
Oh.
well. You got the masters.
Definitely can help
Yeah,
us.
you can help us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It'll
I want
co-
to stay
it'll
on
cost
this.
you.
Yeah. What a theater degree? What was the intent behind that?
Well, I'm just the kind of person that really follows what I love to do. So I continued with wrestling because I absolutely loved it, and then I thought, well, what do I want to do with my life? And I'm like, I love theater, so I'm going to be a theater major. Like I'm not practical at all. If you know anything about me, for the most part, I don't go for the safe route. I don't go for the practical route. I follow my passions.
Yeah.
And they end up taking me to really, really awesome places, not directly. So what I figured out once I'd really pursued, because I got to a point where I had to choose whether I wanted to pursue wrestling or theater. And I realized that I love to do theater, but not as a profession.
Okay.
You know, like
Yeah.
I think I would have like suffered in that world because it's just, you can't earn your own way as much. You know,
Right.
there are
Yeah.
lots of people out there that are absolutely great that are getting passed up for parts because of other reasons. You
Yeah.
know, like, oh, we need a tall blonde instead of like, you know. So
Yeah.
it's very hard to make your breaks because it's very subjective. But in wrestling, I knew that I could make my own breaks by just earning them. Nobody could stop me if I really wanted it. But so like I still love theater. Like I would love to do performance on stage.
Yeah.
I'm actually more terrified of that than stepping in the cage
Wow,
with somebody.
one-man show.
Yeah.
Sarah McMann.
Yeah, the
But,
Sara McMann.
This.
But I've used that, my theater background, for obviously doing interviews and feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
And different public speaking events. And I probably will end up taking things with like my athletic career and the events of my life and do some like public speaking engagements, you
Yeah.
know, just to educate people. I've already done it for like, you know, kids
Yeah.
in different high schools and, you know, just everything that I've been through. And I'm like, oh, hey, you know, I've had a lot of crappy things, but I didn't screw up my whole life. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
should be motivated. You know?
I'm motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
absolutely.
motivated. Yeah, listen to you. Yeah, it's motivating.
Yeah, you've done a lot. Like I said, it's a testament to who you are. Just to be a testament to your parents as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that knowing that my parents, like, it freed me as a kid that they would love me no matter what. I mean, if I turn out to be like lazier or I mean, they tell me, they'd be like, man, you're pretty lazy, but we love you anyways. You know, like just knowing that I really couldn't, I would never be banished. I would never fail in their eyes. They'd be like, oh, you really should do more because you're capable of more. And they expected that from me, but they didn't. The love they had for me was not, you know, like, it wasn't withheld if I didn't become that. You know, like it freed me very much to become whoever I wanted.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, because a support system is always is big for anything, any kind of dreams or
unconditional love.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
Yeah.
like that's
big.
it makes a huge difference.
Awesome. Man.
I'm
That's
motivated.
pretty cool.
I'm gonna go out and get my master's now too,
Yeah. I think
and maybe in theater.
I'm gonna actually go to.
Thinking-
I'm gonna show up for wrestling class
gonna-
now at the gym.
Are you
Yeah.
mocking me? You realize you're within striking distance. Right? You
I
realize
was
that.
gonna. I'm just
Okay.
saying. I'm taking one goal at a time, like you said.
She just finished breaking someone's orbital, so just letting
She
you know.
did. She broke a face, literally. Literally.
If you would have asked me to bet $1 million before my fight whether or not I was capable of that, I would have
Yeah.
been like, absolutely, I'll bet that. There's no way in the world I am a 135-pound girl is going to be breaking someone's face. I'm like, no way. You know?
Yeah, but
I
you
would
did it.
Most certainly wrong about that one.
And if I have something at home, and I'd leave it out for the show, and it's called the bullshit flag. And if I had it, I would throw the bullshit flag out right now for that decision.
Oh yeah.
I would.
I just think that I love to do what I do. I made a lot of improvements in some areas. I made mistakes in other areas. And that's what I'm going to take away from my fighting career. It's never going to
Yeah.
be my win-loss record because I don't even know my record in wrestling. I have
Yeah.
no idea
That's great,
how
yeah.
many wins and losses I had. But I know how I fought. And that's
Yeah.
what's more important to me.
Yeah.
Sweet. See, I like. Man, she has like good answers.
Yeah, she needs to be a regular on the show.
Yeah, she's just, dude.
We could have like a, like the like a Dr. Phil type thing.
Yeah.
The motivational moment.
But she does have a degree in
The-
mental health.
The motivational
Right?
moment.
So-
That's what the motivational moment.
Yeah.
With the Sara McMann.
Yeah, and then she can like wear glasses
Yeah.
and then a nice suit and then have her pad and cross her legs.
If I had the glasses,
Yeah,
like
just-
I'm a mom, so I'd have to like take them
Yeah.
down.
There you go.
Give you a little eyebrow. Like,
There you go.
are you
Perfect.
shitting me?
Here's
Really?
here's my diagnosis. You're screwed up.
Yeah. You're trying to pull that on me? It's in my first rodeo.
Sweet. Hey, well, we're asking everybody. We've got a task for you before you get off of here, and you have to say, "This is the Sara McMann," and you're listening to MMA Fight Night Live.
You gotta
Let's see, you can.
Live?
Yeah.
if you need to read it.
MMA Fight Night Live.
This is the Sara McMann, and you're listening to MMA Fight Night Live.
That's really
Perfect.
I know I am. Just joking.
good. And you'll start seeing us like at some of the UFC events too. We'll probably flag you down and be like, hey.
Yeah.
Once we get those credentials
No problem.
and
Yeah.
bug you some more. Because this is great. I had a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Listening.
You know
It's a
what?
blast.
Somebody interviewed me on a Sunday, and they're like, "Man, your voice is so soothing." And like, they're like, "I'm just gonna call you up just to feel better to do interviews." Like, I feel phenomenal.
Yeah, no, it does. It does because you have the mother like voice, I guess, and then the feel that I get from you. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Life is good.
You turned him into a panda cub.
Everything
awesome.
is gonna be all right.
Yeah, see, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about a thing.
We definitely would love to have you on the show. More opportunities for that. We're just down the road in Charleston, and we work. We'll be around the conflict events and doing different things, and so love to have you on the show more often.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Brainstorm, take me away from the noise.